Are you single and feeling out of the loop? Put away that mouse and get out of the house. Join In the Loop, Seattle's brand new activities club just for singles. Go to intheloopsingles.com today.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Not a lot of people know this about me, but if I go out on a date with somebody and it's a good date, I will wait an hour or so after, and then I will call them to thank them for the date, and I had a good time and everything else.
Hold on, you'll actually call?
I actually call the number.
You don't text?
No, I call to say thank you.
I didn't even know you knew how to do that.
Standard thing. Well, I don't really talk to them. I just call, and then I block the number, and when they answer, I just go, and if she knows it's me calling to say thank you in the special way that I do, then we'll go out again because we obviously click. If she doesn't know it's me, no big deal. I'm sure I'll see her again at some point. So,
So weird.
not worried about it. But Bruce, who is on the phone today and wants to do a second date update, is very confused why his date's not calling him back, because apparently after they went out, he called her to say thank you. They had a good conversation, and now she's not calling him back at all. I'm curious, Bruce, do you do the call the same way I do?
Please say no.
No, man.
Try it next time. Women love heavy breathing in your phone.
Yeah, I'll definitely be sure to try that.
Okay, cool. First of all, tell us a little bit about how you met the girl that you want to call today.
Well, her name's Madison. We met online. You know, I've done it a few times. Have you guys tampered with the online dating?
Craigslist, yeah.
Craig, that's not online dating, Jubal.
Yeah, it's weird. Most
That's
of them people
just-
want you to pay them.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Usually you pay services.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I went through eHarmony.
Oh, okay.
And that was supposed to be...
Legit?
That's another pay site, too, much like Craigslist, you know?
Not really, but
No?
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, eHarmony, that's where most people look that I've researched on, I guess, to look for more serious kind of relationships.
Oh, so you're looking for a serious thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of done with the whole bachelor lifestyle, I guess.
And is that something that you say right off the gate, like, I'm looking for something serious?
I tend to wait till I actually meet the person, you know, and we kind of fill each other out, you know, kind of where we stand with that. But I do tend to look for girls who fit that profile.
And did you think that Madison fit that profile?
I did, you know, I mean, I met a few girls online before. You know, they didn't really work out. You know, some people are just in it for the reasons I'm not into, which... You know,
Just cheap sex and fun, you know? Sounds terrible.
yeah.
So what was it about Madison that made her stand out?
She has a really, really fun personality. Even before meeting her, she just you can kind of see it from a distance. And then as she gets up closer, she's just beautiful.
Were you following her around before you met her? Because that's what it sounds like.
No,
No,
like her profile pictures, again, it was, you know, I mean... Well,
just the way you said from a distance, I pictured you, looking through a window with binoculars, and you're like, and then once I brushed her arm when I walked past her in the coffee shop, then I noticed that she did have a fun personality.
No, I mean, how it was, you know, everyone pretty much looks good in their profile pictures.
Okay, that's what you meant. All right.
So, yeah, then we met up at a bar. She was just beautiful. She didn't cake on makeup. You know how some girls, especially on first dates, I swear, like to go overboard, you know, and you're not sure which is their face or, you know, or how deep it goes.
How deep does that makeup? I usually just reach across the table and try to scratch it off at that point just to see. Do you feel like you guys really clicked together?
Absolutely. Yeah. Conversation was easy the entire time. And we both joked about the whole online thing, you know, and how it's just kind of a crapshoot.
How did everything end with you guys?
The date lasted a few hours. When it was time to go, you know, I just kind of asked her if I could call her to hang out again, you know, or go out. And she gave me a really big smile and said, absolutely. Wow. So based on that, I decided to take it upon myself to lean in, and I kind of just gave her a little kiss. Nothing too aggressive.
Not too aggressive.
And
grab the back of her head. Get over here.
Yeah. No, it seemed like it was right. You know, it's kind of that lull silence, I guess, you know, after a little bit of laughter, I guess. So it just, again, it seemed like almost like a movie.
She sounds like quite the catch.
Yeah.
I mean, she was. All the way home, I just couldn't stop thinking about the date. I kept replaying everything in my head. And so, you know, as I pulled in my garage, I thought, to call her, and I just thanked her again for the date and how amazing it was, and that I'd really like to go out again, and if she would like to as well. She reciprocated that and was really excited that I called, and we set plans for the next Friday.
So that conversation went cool, but yet she's not getting back to you for a second date.
Yeah, man, that's why I'm so confused. You know, ever since we made that plan, I really haven't heard anything.
Do you think that she's getting like hit up left and right and maybe found a better option online?
That's kind of what I'm afraid of. But to really just not text or anything and just to drop with the night we did have, you know, at least some closure would be nice.
Yeah, and especially if you guys already made plans, so you didn't set your Friday night aside, and then she just doesn't get back to you.
Exactly.
Huh.
Interesting. All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Right on. Thanks, guys.
All right, man, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for the second date update, Bruce is on the phone with us. He's currently experiencing one of the most frustrating things in dating. He went out with a girl, they had a great date, seemed to click on every level. Even after the date, they made plans to go out on another date, like scheduled plans, and then she just stopped talking to him. And she wasn't a total dog face, which is nice too. She was attractive, so Bruce is trying to figure out why she's not calling him back. All right, Bruce, we're about to give her a call and find out. You ready?
Yeah, I am.
What's the best case scenario for you in this?
That she was really busy or she lost her phone.
Okay.
I'm praying she lost
Yeah.
her
Yeah. And she couldn't hop on the internet to contact you via Facebook or eHarmony where you guys met. There's she dropped off the grid for a little while. Maybe she's homeless and we find that out.
phone. Thank
And there was
God.
no way to get a hold of you. That's the only thing that I can think could be good in this scenario.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Prepare for the worst, I think is what they're saying.
Here we go, man. I'm going to dial the phone number right now.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello,
Hi, can I speak to Madison, please?
this is she.
Hello, Madison. How are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
From where? I'm sorry.
Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio show?
You're looking for Madison?
Yes, I am. I'm calling you today because we recently got an email about you.
Okay.
It was from somebody that you went out on a date with. His name is Bruce,
Okay.
and Bruce told us a little bit about your date, and he's very curious why you just kind of stopped talking to him. So he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and find out why.
Okay. It's kind of awkward.
It's kind of awkward. Yeah, this is a very awkward thing, but Bruce really wants to know if he did something wrong on your date. He had nothing but nice things to say about you. But he also said that you made plans with him to go out, like the next Friday after you guys had your date, and then you just bailed.
I mean, that just kind of happened. I do apologize, and I feel bad.
Hey, Madison, have you ever had somebody do that to you where you're really kind of into them and you want to go out with them again, they just stop talking to you?
Yes,
It's pretty frustrating, right?
it is. It is. I do understand. It is very frustrating.
So then,
And I do apologize.
okay, well, don't you think it'd be cool to, like, let Bruce know why you blew him off?
I guess I can explain to you. I just would feel like I would hurt his feelings.
Okay.
So I don't want him to know.
Well, you can
But,
tell us, and then we'll figure out a way to tell him where it doesn't hurt
Yeah,
his feelings.
and relay the message gently.
Okay.
Okay, so we had a good time. He was very nice, and when the date finished, he called me back, and he just, said thank you, and that was actually really nice. I really appreciated that. So we talked on his way home, and then he got home and proceeded to get off the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if, obviously, I highly doubt he knows he did this, and I am in the wrong for this a little bit too, but he didn't hang up.
Uh-huh.
And
So you stayed on. Anytime anybody does that to me, by the way, I stay on the phone the whole time too, just to
You
listen
do?
for a little bit, just to see what they're doing.
You guys are such
I want to
voyeurs.
catch somebody being like pervy or something, you know?
It wasn't. It wasn't pervy. I
Oh,
wasn't
damn.
being the perv. I just, I was just kind of curious, I guess.
For sure.
What did you hear?
Well, at first, I just heard rustling, and I was like, oh, okay, he's home. And then I heard a guy's voice. And I was like, ooh, he's going to have a conversation. That's when I was like, I'm definitely listening. And he said to the guy, I just went on a date. I'm going to marry that girl.
Oh, that's really cute.
Or really creepy.
Yeah, exactly.
that's
It goes one
all
of two ways. Like
come
Brooke is practically ready to slide off her seat right now, and Jose's like, "Whoa, that's creepy."
It freaked me out. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And so that's why I've been avoiding him, because I don't think that you can tell if you're going to marry somebody after one date.
Yeah.
Maybe
so you
you
just
can't,
feel
but
feel like
other
it
people
was
could.
you feel like it was too much.
Too soon.
Yeah, way too much. And granted, like I had a great time with him. It was fun. But when, like the first thing that he says when he gets home is, I'm going to marry that girl. It's like, what?
But the thing is, I mean, you couldn't see his face. You don't know. I mean,
We're trying so
telling
hard for
you.
like the storybook love tale thing
dude,
right now.
seriously, I think some people can tell after the first date, and I think you're like you could have found like the coolest guy you'll ever meet.
Or you could have found a stage 5 clinger.
But that's
It all depends how you interpret it. This is how she's interpreting it. I mean, that's how it made her feel.
Should be mutual, right?
But
Yeah.
that's the risk of dating, right? They're always either clingers or romantics.
Yeah, and that's the vibe that she got from this dude, obviously, that he's a clinger right away.
No.
Yeah, that's exactly the vibes that I got. And, like, hey, that's fine for you maybe, but not for me. I want somebody to want to get to know me first.
Before you talk about marriage, all right. Well,
Exactly.
Madison, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to let Bruce know in the nicest way possible.
Okay, I hope that helps.
All right, and the only nice way I can think of is to let you know that he's on the other line and just heard that.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, I am.
It's kind of
Bruce, say hi to Madison.
Hi, Madison.
Uh,
Madison, I can't believe you actually heard that.
yeah.
I'm at a complete loss for words.
Do you remember saying that to whoever you were talking? Who were you talking to, by the way, Bruce?
Yeah, I was talking to my roommate.
Okay.
I walked in, and my roommate, kind of was sarcastic, being like, yo, dude, how'd the date go, So I thought of the first thing that was on top of my head. It's just like, I think I love her, man. I want to marry her, or something like that.
Crap. That's cool to say to your roommate, but you definitely don't want the person that you just went on a date with, a first date, to hear that.
Madison, I really wish you would have let me know that you heard that, and we could have cleared some things up, but...
So, what, like, are you taking it back? do you not mean it anymore? Or what do you mean by that?
So, kind of what I meant was, where I was at with my excitement was, yeah, I could definitely see, things going... forward if that's, kind of how things were with us all the time, the more and more we started being together, and, I don't know, it might turn into love,
This is such an awkward thing to try to explain.
Madison, I mean, can't you give this guy a chance? I mean, I know that it's a lot of pressure, but haven't you ever just felt overwhelmed and maybe you exaggerated your feelings a little?
Yeah.
Sure, but I don't know. It's like hearing something that you're not supposed to. It's hard to come back from that because now it's on such a ground of embarrassment.
Why don't we turn it into a joke?
Why don't we just forget it ever happened and turn it into a joke?
I mean, if it has to always be remembered, we did have a good time. We had an amazing time. It's actually one of the best dates that I've been on in years.
Bruce, I think you need to downplay it a little more. Don't call the date amazing. Don't call it awesome. Just be like, it was cool or whatever, Madison. I mean, I didn't really care too much. That sounds like what Madison is into.
Yeah.
Oh, Madison, stop being so scared of love. Come on, Madison.
Oh, I'm not scared. I just, want to make smart decisions and not,
I know.
That's good.
But he could have said, like, horrible things about you. He could talk about, like, your boobs or your butt or how he wanted to bang you.
That happened
You just
after
have-
Madison hung up. I guarantee it.
Like, you actually found a sweet, caring man that really wants to find love someday. He's not saying it's necessarily with you right now.
No, I think he did say that.
Well, I'm just trying to help him out.
I don't know. It's just, that's like a lot of pressure. I mean, I'm still pretty young, so
All right.
that's, it's always going to be like in the back of my head. Like,
Well, sweet. Then we should send you guys out again. Madison, would you like to go out on a second date with Bruce? I'll pay for it.
God.
I think
Come on, Madison, give him one more shot.
Madison, I really wish it didn't happen, but it did. I mean, I'm definitely in it for take it date by date. I don't have a problem with that. I just got really excited about you as a person. So, Madison, will you go out one more time with me?
Hey, Madison, if you wouldn't have been such a snoop and listened in on his conversation, would you go out with him if you didn't hear what he said?
That's a good question.
I mean, yeah, I would have.
Okay.
I absolutely would have.
So it's your own fault.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, now.
So you should go out with him again.
Come on.
I mean, I feel so guilty about all of this. I mean, I guess I kind of owe it to you.
There you go.
You're saying yes?
Congratulations, Bruce. You got yourself a pity date.
I'm sorry, Bruce.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Thanks. Yeah.
I'm excited to go out with you, Bruce. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I guess it's whatever.
Yeah. See, that's how you have to play
Oh,
it.
I see.
Yeah. I mean, I might be busy that night, but we'll see.
Thanks, Jubal.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
Today's second dater, her name is Allie, sent us an email saying that she thinks she scared the dude she went out with on their first date. She didn't go into much detail, but I'm guessing maybe she was too aggressive, maybe not aggressive enough, and he was like, oh, she's not interested. Or perhaps she did the scariest thing of all, and she wanted to, like, talk and stuff.
Oh. Not that.
Oh, no.
I know.
God, like, find out about each other and, like, ask questions. Oh.
Yeah, I could barely get the words out. It's frightening stuff on a first date. So I hope that didn't happen, but let's talk to her and see. Allie, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good. How about yourself?
See, already with the talking.
Yep.
I knew it.
Jubal's got goosebumps. He's about ready to hang
Yeah.
up.
All right, Allie, your email said that you scared the guy. Before we get into that, what's his name?
His name's Anthony.
Anthony, all right. And where did you meet Anthony?
We met on our morning commute to work on the bus.
Oh, that's kind
Ooh,
of
the
cute.
bus. Okay, scary.
Oh, my gosh, Jubal. A lot of really normal people take the bus to work.
Never met one.
You've never been on a bus, I don't think.
All right, Allie, how'd you guys meet on the bus?
Well, he's a really nice guy, but he's very shy. So it took us probably riding the bus for about 6 months together before he finally talked to me. So he asked me out,
Oh, cool.
and I was like, I was just like, okay, why not? My last boyfriend was a jerk, so thought maybe
wow.
a nice, shy guy would be a good choice this time.
Did you say that to him on the bus?
Exactly. Like, oh, why not?
No.
Okay.
And what were you feeling leading up to the date?
Oh, I was feeling pretty good about it. I mean, I'm not scared of much.
Okay.
Yeah, and it sounds like anything is better than your ex, so pretty much. All right, what'd you guys do when you actually went out?
So we went to the shooting range, which is more my thing.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. That was your choice.
Yeah.
Okay. And had he ever been to the range before?
No. And he was a little bit like, okay, well, do you want to go out to dinner and, talk and stuff? And I was like, oh, no, let's go to the shooting range. Because my theory is dinner, movie, all of that, everybody's on their best behavior. So you don't really get to know much about them, I don't feel like. So, in my opinion, going to the shooting range and putting a gun in somebody's hand really brings out the real them. It shows you if they have confidence, if they're a wimp,
Dude, I'm kind of scared of you right now.
Yeah, that's aggressive.
I mean, maybe it scared him when I shot the, bad guy in hostage target and I shot the bad guy right in the center of the head. Maybe that scared him. I don't know.
Well, that was going to be my other question. Did you bring your own target and it was actually a picture of his face? Like, that could have scared somebody. How did he seem to react when you took him to the shooting range? Was he cool with the gun or was he, like you said, scared of it?
Well, he seemed a little bit nervous, but I shot first and showed him the ropes, showed him how to use the gun and everything. And so his turn came, and first time he shoots, he kind of screams whoa, and starts laughing. And, at first I was like, oh, are you okay? And he's like, yeah, that was cool. And he seemed like he was okay with it.
Uh-huh.
But after another shot or two, he just seemed to get more and more shaky. And then he was like, oh, I need to go outside. And I was like, okay. And it seemed a little weird. But after I finished my next round, I went out to check on him, and he still seemed like he was shaking a little bit, but he was on the phone. And when he got off, he was like, I'm really, really sorry. I have to go. I was like, oh, is everything okay? Are you okay? And he's like, yeah, there's just something. I have to go. And
weird.
I haven't heard from him since, and tried texting him a couple times.
How much do you think the gun range had to do with him not calling you back? I mean, do you think he was maybe making up an emergency, or he realized that, hey, I really like guns and I need to enlist in the military now, and that's where he went?
I really don't know, because like I said, at first he seemed really excited, but then, catch him outside with a phone and saying he has to go, and not giving me any kind of reason, it did kind of make me wonder if it did scare him. But I don't know, I didn't really think it was that scary of a thing to do.
I think it's weird, too, because he asked you out, and even if it was a little scary, because guns can be scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why wouldn't he just say, hey, let's get out of here and go do something else?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did you notice his pants? Did he maybe tinkle his pants because he was nervous shooting a gun and he's embarrassed now?
I don't think so. That I saw.
Okay, and you've tried reaching out to him a few times and he has not responded at all.
Yes.
Okay, have you tried writing something down on a bullet and shooting it in his door?
Oh my gosh, no.
Well, that's another option.
No.
All right, well, we'll play a song, call him, and hopefully he answers and we can get you a second date update, all right?
All right, thank you very much.
All right, hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second date update, and also the new Broadway smash hit, Allie, Get Your Gun.
Oh, how cute.
Starring Allie, who took her date to the gun range on their first date, and co-starring Anthony, the person that she took to the gun range and isn't calling her back, probably because he tinkled himself because he's scared of guns. Let's find out the dramatic conclusion right now in Allie, Get Your Gun. Allie, did I about get that right?
Oh, sure.
All right. If you're just joining us, Allie took her date to the gun range. In the middle of it, he excused himself to take a phone call, looked rather nervous, and then left and hasn't talked to her since. So we're trying to figure out why.
And Allie, I didn't ask. I mean, if he is scared of guns, are you still wanting to date him?
I mean, I think it's sexy when a guy knows how to handle a gun. But I would still give him a chance. I mean, he's a really great guy.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe you can teach him how to be a man.
It's not being a man if you're a little afraid of guns. You should be afraid of guns. They could kill you.
All right, here we go, Allie. Gonna call him after a brief intermission so everybody can get their corn nuts and licorice and head right back to their seats. It's Allie, Get Your Gun.
Oh, my
All right,
gosh.
here we go. Dial this phone number right now.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Anthony?
Yeah, this is Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
What?
My name is Jubal. I host a morning radio show. It's called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. So I'm on the phone. Also, Brooke is here.
Hey, Anthony.
And Jose is also here, too. He's on the phone, too. So you got 3 of us on the phone with you right now, Anthony.
Okay.
Okay.
What is this about?
Well, we actually got an email from one of our listeners who was trying to get in contact with you.
What is this? I'm confused. I'm sorry.
Well, we do a segment on our show. It's called the Second Date Update. So you recently went out with a girl named Allie.
Allie?
Yeah. And Allie emailed us because you're not calling her back.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That was not a good experience with that person.
Really?
Whoa.
Wait, she said you took a phone call outside and then, bailed, something could have been really wrong. She was worried about you.
Yeah, I felt really bad. I felt really, guilty, and so I had to bail. I'm sorry, that was not for me.
What did you feel guilty about?
Well, I don't even know, what you know or what she told you or what.
Well, she told us that you guys met on the bus. First of all, weird. Okay, weird that you're taking the bus.
It's not weird, just Jubal thinks that.
But she told us that you guys met on the bus and then you went to a shooting range. And in the middle of that, you took a phone call and then were nervous and left and haven't talked to her.
It wasn't my idea to go to the shooting range, though.
So you didn't like the shooting range?
Well, parts of the shooting range were not for me.
But how is
Like
that
the bathrooms
her
are
fault?
dirty, or what do you mean? What part didn't you like?
Okay, so we were at the shooting range and we shot some bullseyes, and she was helping me, and that was all right. That was fine. And then there were the silhouettes of people, and we shot some of those. That was fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had this papered picture of a deer to shoot, and I don't know. I love animals, and she was just it was right there, and she was like, "Come on, do it!" To shoot this. I know it's not a real deer, but it was just she got me to shoot it, and I just felt immediately just so bad, just not good at all.
Oh, that's really sweet. You felt bad shooting a fake deer silhouette?
It wasn't a silhouette. It was a picture. It was looking at me. I could see its eyes.
So you shot Bambi,
Sweetheart.
and you felt bad.
Don't say that. That makes me feel even worse.
Oh. Anthony, I think that's fine to have those emotions. But why does that make you not want to call her back?
Well, I was feeling bad about that, and so I went outside and I called my mom, and I wanted to talk to her about it. And I was like, I feel like I'm a bad person, and she said that yeah, I am.
Oh my gosh, she confirmed that you were a bad person?
Well, yeah, I mean the way she said it's you start with paper deer, and then what's next, plastic deer. Then it's just you're getting more normal until you hit a real deer. You're just getting used to it.
It's a slippery slope.
It was
right.
a gateway deer is what you shot.
She said there's probably a bad influence.
So she thinks that Allie is a bad influence on you because she wants you to kill animals.
My mom didn't raise me that way to shoot deer, paper deer, anything shaped like a deer. We loved animals.
Okay.
But you were cool shooting the silhouettes of people, just not the deer.
Well, they didn't have faces.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. They can't look at you, Jubal.
Just a black silhouette. That's true.
Good point.
Honestly, maybe it's just the way I was raised, but I think shooting a deer would hurt me more than shooting a person.
Okay.
Okay. Why didn't you just tell her that?
Well, she was so into it. She was excited. I came back. She shot the deer more.
That must have been just horrible for you.
She just couldn't stop shooting the deer.
She was really into it.
Oh my God.
Well, Anthony, I do need to let you know that Allie is actually on the other line right now, so it's a perfect opportunity for you to confront the paper deer murderer.
She's on the phone?
Hi,
right
Anthony.
Oh.
Why didn't you tell me she was on the phone?
I'm sorry, Anthony. Short memory. I forgot that she was there. So, yeah, she's there and wants to talk to you.
Yeah. Hey, why didn't you just tell me?
I don't know. I didn't even know that I'd have to talk to you again. I didn't think this would happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's healthy to talk things out, you know? If I'd known that the animal thing was really going to upset you, we didn't have to shoot that. We could have stuck with bullseyes the whole time. I mean, I didn't know that.
Or people. He was fine with people.
I don't know. How was I supposed to tell you that? Was I going to call you and tell you that I had a hard time shooting the paper deer?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see that being awkward.
I think the hardest part of that conversation would have been saying, I had a hard time shooting the paper deer, and then I had to call my mom about it.
It's funny. I mean, it's just a paper deer. It's not even like you shot the real thing. I mean, come on. It's not a big deal.
It is a big deal. It had eyes. It could see me.
And you know what? I mean, no matter what your mom says, I'm not a bad influence on you. I'm helping toughen you up.
Don't talk about my mom, okay? You don't know what my mom knows.
So, did Mommy help you get over everything after you got back from the shooting range?
I mean, I dealt with it. Like, I went home and I cried and I donated $200 to a wildlife foundation.
Oh, wow.
Anthony,
You really took this hard.
That's good, but
a lot of people would say that hunters have more respect for animals and what they eat and the time that they put into getting their food than people who just go to the grocery store and buy meat.
right?
Yeah, but then they shoot them.
Right, that's the whole point of hunting.
I guess now would be a bad time to say that, like, I grew up hunting and I have antlers mounted on my wall.
Oh no!
Oh, that's not good. You should take those down.
But it's not a big deal. I mean, I really just can't believe you're serious that this isn't really happening.
But you've killed them.
I mean, yes, I killed them, but I ate their meat, so their life didn't go to waste.
That's so gross.
Oh man,
All right.
dinner date's gonna be real hard for you too,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I mean, are you a vegan?
I'll eat like chicken and fish, but I won't eat like bear meat or forest meat. It's safe.
Forest meat.
Forest meat.
Oh my
Anthony,
God.
you know that they get chicken and fish with a shotgun, right? They stand outside of the water.
No, the way they do it is a lot more cruel.
Stop talking about this, please.
Well, how about you guys go talk about it in person and go on another date? Anthony, would you like to go out with Allie again? We'll pay for it.
I'll eat a steak.
Oh wow.
I don't appreciate the laughter, and I don't appreciate the offer. I don't want a steak, especially when I'm with someone who might have killed the steak.
So is that a no, Anthony?
It is a firm no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man.
Well, Allie, I'm sorry.
Oh,
You did not get a second date out of the deal.
I'm not. I mean, this was way more entertaining than our first date, and I'd really like to keep eating meat, so I'm totally okay with this.
Okay.
Anthony, thank you for your time, man. Hopefully, after some counseling and stuff like that, you'll be able to get over shooting that paper deer.
I mean, it's going to be hard to forget, like it's stuck in my memory, but I mean, I just have to find somebody who believes the same things I do.
I think you already found her. I think her name is Mom. So I think you're good.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Got a text in at 78592 says, poor guy, he has PTSD from watching Bambi. Can't you hear that? It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning talking about today's second date update. If you missed it, Allie wanted to call this dude Anthony. They went to a gun range together. It was her idea. She likes to shoot. He had never done it before, and he split in the middle of it. He got a phone call, said he had to leave. It turns out, when we got him on the phone, that he was uncomfortable because they were shooting the normal targets, and then a deer target came up, and he shot at it. He felt really bad, so he called his mom, and his mom told him that he was a bad person because he was shooting at a deer target. And then he left, and he just feels horrible about the whole thing because he shot at a deer, but not a real deer.
It wouldn't be that big of a deal to me if, he didn't feel comfortable shooting whatever. That's fine. But calling your mom, that's
Yeah.
where I draw the line. Like, come on, buddy.
Yeah, on a first date to call
Yeah.
your mom and go, Mommy, guess what just happened? I shot at a deer, a picture of a deer. Am I bad? And she's like, yeah, you're bad. Get home. You're getting a spanking right now.
She's like, I don't want you hanging out with that kind of person.
Right.
Yeah.
You're an adult, man.
Yeah.
Of course, every single dude who owns a gun is texting in right now like, yeah, I'll take her to the shooting range. I'm not afraid to be a real man. She needs to stop dating mama's boys.
Yeah, it's that, or it's a lot of people making jokes about how she dodged a bullet.
Yeah, a lot of dodge a bullet jokes. Thank you for those. Keep them coming because I'm enjoying reading them. All right, remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today emailed us and says that he thinks his nerves screwed up his date. Says he was nervous and now he thinks that's the reason he's not getting a call back. You got to deal with nerves when you go out. I mean, I know for me, when I'm nervous, I always feel better when I cover myself in Jell-O. It's soothing and calming. And I'm guessing, Matt, you didn't do that?
No, and I'm nervous just thinking about the whole situation.
You're just nervous about thinking about Jell-O or Jubal covered in Jell-O?
Yeah, no, that too. Yeah, the Jell-O is definitely not a good thought.
See, you should have done that on your first date. Like when you guys were out at dinner, just start covering your naked body in Jell-O and things would have been okay. You would have calmed down.
Jell-O man always gets a call back.
If I can get a second date from this, then I'll definitely try that.
Okay, good.
Don't try that.
So before we get into why you think your nerves affected your date, what's the girl's name that you want to call?
Okay, well, her name is Molly.
Molly, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't know that for majority of the date.
Oh, no.
Oh.
How did you not know her name?
So we met, little backstory. So we met at a bar one night, super cute. And we got to, drink. We had a few drinks. We were flirting and everything. So I got her number, but I forgot her name. So I just put it in as cute bar girl.
Oh yeah, all right.
That makes sense.
You know how that goes. And that's not her legal name. So,
I don't think.
All right.
So I figured it would kind of come up, like her name would come up at some point, like we've been texting back and forth a little bit, never came up. And I wasn't going to be like, hey, what's your name?
Why didn't you do wait, can you tell me how to spell it?
Her actual name?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would have done, and then she spells it back to you, and then you have her name.
Oh, well, where were you when the situation came?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good trick.
Unless their name's super easy and then there's no other way to spell it and you're like, I
it's
just
Sam.
forgot your name.
Yeah.
3 letters.
Well, the problem was I ended up asking her out to dinner, still didn't know her name.
Okay.
Okay, that's a conundrum. That would make me nervous going into it as well.
Oh, no.
Right. Well, I figured it would come up naturally in conversation. Again, didn't come up. Went to dinner.
What did you think was going to happen? She was going to refer to herself in third person?
Hey, it's me, Molly.
Maybe I think I was too busy worried about the fact that I didn't know her name and how I was just going to kind of play it off.
So what did you do to figure out her name?
Well, the first thing that I tried, there was a couple that was like sitting right near us. So I just turned to them and I was like, hey, is it your anniversary? We're on a first date.
You just said that?
I was just kind of hoping, I was going to be like, hey, I'm Matt. I was hoping she would say, hi, I'm Molly. They just looked at me like I was the weirdest person in the world. They were just like, no, it's not our anniversary.
Yeah, shut up, weirdo. Okay.
Pretty much. So that didn't work.
Okay.
So I gave her a nickname. I was calling her Dimples.
Oh,
just because
God.
that's the only thing because she had cute dimples. That was the only thing that I could think of at the moment. So I was just, yeah, Dimples.
Did she like that or not? Because nicknames, I mean, if you like the person that gives you the nickname, cute. If you don't, really condescending and obnoxious.
So in order to shield the fact that you didn't know her name, you just gave her a nickname and said, I'll call you this.
Pretty well, yeah, but I just kept, because I kind of just thought it was a natural thing. I was just like, yeah, Dimples, like we're cool enough that you have a nickname now. Oh, God, just talking about it.
All right. So obviously, you know her name now. How'd you figure it out?
Well, so another time I tried, we were walking down the street, came across some people doing like signing petition things. So I'm trying to convince her to sign the petition. I'm like, come on, it'll be fun. It's stand up for something. I don't even remember what the petition was for.
It's like a petition to like murder puppies, and you're like, let's do this.
Oh, I'm all for that. All right. I was, come on, we'll sign it. She's like, no, I don't want to do. We're on a date right now. I don't want to sign up for anything like that.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Okay, at this point, you should have been like, hey, you want to play a game? Let's see whose driver's license photo is worse.
Again, all of these ideas sound great now. Finally, so I saw a Starbucks, and I was like, let's go to Starbucks and get a drink. Let's get a coffee at Starbucks.
Oh, yeah, because they ask your name.
Unless she orders under your name, and then they just call out your name for both coffees.
Well, they said, what's the name? I just kind of looked at her. We just looked at her real quick. But no, finally, they wrote it on the cup, called it out. So finally figured it out. But that was by the end of the date.
Oh, my God.
And now she hasn't called me back.
How did the date end?
I mean, everything, we didn't end on a kiss or anything. It was just one of those, hey, have a great night. and I'll hopefully talk to you soon. You know, she's like, yeah, sounds good.
It sounds like you could have been an awful date because the only thing you were concentrated on the entire time was finding out her name.
Right, that's the thing. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that I put too much effort into trying to figure out what her name was and didn't pay any attention to her.
Right.
Yeah, and
it's possible.
I mean, or you could have just been honest with her in the very beginning and be like, I'm sorry, I was drinking that night. I put you in as cute bar girl. What's your name?
Right, and now I feel like I've dug the hole so much that I can't go. Like, I've already figured out the name, which, I don't know. I guess down the road that would be a funny story, but right now I'm too worried that would put her off.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call her and get your second date update, all right?
That would be so awesome. I'd appreciate it.
Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just joining us for today's second date update, we have a dude on the phone. Can't remember his name right now, so I'm just going to call him Britches. Hey, Britches.
That's cute.
You ready to do your second date update?
Yes, absolutely.
Matt is on the phone, and Matt wants to call a girl named Molly. He thinks that the fact he didn't remember her name on the date might be the reason that she's not calling him back. They met at a bar, and he put her number in his phone and just put the name in as cute girl at the bar or something like that. And then came time for them to go out, and he didn't know her name was Molly. So he kept trying little things to get her name. And he thinks that probably is what did him in because it was maybe obvious that he didn't know her name. Matt, if it does have something to do with the way you were acting, do you want us to tell her that it was because you forgot her name? Or do
No, so I want to tell her myself because I think it's something that should come from me and not you guys.
Okay, so you're ready to just be honest and see if she'll give you another chance and forgive you.
Yeah, let's give that a try.
I think that's a good way to live your life. It's what you should have done the first time around. But you know what? Everyone deserves a second chance.
Well, cool. Yeah, no, I'm really embarrassed. Like, really, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now and see if we can figure out what the problem was. Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, is this Molly?
Yeah. Is this?
Hey, Molly, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who?
Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. It's a radio show.
A radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like a show that's on the radio that people can listen to or they can not listen to.
No,
depending.
okay. Why are you calling me? Did I win something or what's going on?
No, I'm calling you because we do a segment on our show called The Second Date Update. It's where if you go out with somebody on a date and then end up not calling them after, they can email us to get you on the phone and see if we can figure it out. So you went out with a dude named Matt the other day.
Oh, yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. And Matt listens to our show, and he told us about your date, but he thinks that you're blowing him off now.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
He actually wasn't too surprised that you were blowing him off. He felt like he really blew it on your guys' date.
Well, yeah, he kind of did.
Okay.
He really did, actually.
What did he do?
I mean, it was just weird and awkward from the get-go. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. You know, we're sitting down at dinner, and we're chit-chatting, getting to know each other, and out of nowhere, he calls me Dimples.
Yeah, he told us that he gave you a nickname. He wanted to call you Dimples.
Did you like it?
No.
Yeah. That's the thing about nicknames. You can't really make up nicknames for people you just met.
I mean, I'm not a little baby.
Right.
I know I have dimples. I don't even know you like that. But you're calling me a nickname already?
Did you tell him that you didn't like it to call you something else?
You know, I was going to do that, and then I thought, it's first date. I don't know, maybe he's nervous. I just kind of let it go, but he kept on saying it over and over and over again. And I'm not that girl, right? I'm not a little cutesy-bootsy girl. I'm a grown adult.
Okay,
And
makes
if
sense.
you're going to sit there and call me Dimples throughout dinner, it's just going to annoy me.
So, Sweet Cheeks would have been something nicer, maybe.
Well, no. I mean,
I'm
you don't
kidding.
know me like that.
Yeah.
Kidding. It is condescending. It can be really condescending.
Yeah, so that was weird.
Okay.
And what's going through my head is is this the kind of guy that is all cutesy-rootsy? Like, if we get into a relationship, he's going to want matching Halloween costumes. In my head, I'm like, what
does he want me to pick a name for him too? I mean, I looked at him. I was like, he's got some pretty decent shaped eyebrows. Am I supposed to go, hey, dimples and eyebrows are going out tonight?
It sounds like a cool band, though.
I mean, like, at some point, it just got so corny and cheesy that I felt like, literally, if we were going to be in a relationship, this guy would come up with a Facebook page for us.
Oh, like you'd be
a name for us.
You'd be that couple
like,
with
match our names together.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dimplesandeyebrows.com.
Well,
it's just too corny for me, and I am not in the 1950s. Welcome to our world, and start calling me by my name.
Okay.
I have a name.
Well, Molly, maybe he will call you by his name because Matt's actually on the other line listening and wants to talk to you.
Wait, what?
Hey, how's it going?
Matt? You're on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is, again, weird. And
Yeah, I know it's weird. Because I want to take a moment to just apologize to you. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. So, and I don't know how to tell you this, but I forgot your name after we met, and so that's the reason that I called you Dimples. I didn't.
hang on,
not even
hang
that
on.
great.
Wait. You didn't know my name? And so you thought Dimples?
See, this is
I'm
really
very,
embarrassing.
very
Like, I wish I knew what to say
confused
to you. Like,
right
I'm sorry. I want you to know that I'm super sorry for making you feel weird or creeped out or feel like that I'm weird or anything like that. And I don't even know why I said dimples. Like, I honestly don't know. You don't even have, like, great dimples or anything
what?
like that.
I don't have great dimples?
Well, what I mean is they're not like, it's not like that's like the best feature on, that's not your best feature is what I mean by that.
Matt, you want to stop when your ankle gets down your throat.
Oh my God, Matt, he is totally throwing himself under the bus right now.
You went from, like, I am super confused right now. You went out on a date with me and didn't even know my name? How is that even possible?
No, I had met and talked to so many girls that night at the bar that I didn't remember your name. That doesn't sound, now that I say that, it doesn't sound.
That doesn't sound good at all.
Met so many girls at the bar.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't, like, not like talking to them like you. Like, I just met so many people that night, and I heard so many different names, and I didn't want to get your name wrong, and I just didn't commit it to memory. But I have, like, I know it's Molly. I've said it 1,000 times out loud. I'm written down.
Oh my God!
I've committed to memory. Put it in my phone. I won't remember.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Don't forget it.
Molly, when he explained forgetting your name to us, it was actually kind of a sweet story. Like, you guys were in the bar, it was kind of loud, he'd been drinking, he saved you as cute girl at the bar instead of Molly.
Okay, but according to Matt, there were several cute girls at the bar.
I know.
So-
He didn't include that part of the story when he told us that.
I didn't mean it like that. Yeah,
did
you're
you get
right.
the
I probably should
cute
shut up
girl?
while I'm ahead. I didn't mean it like
I
that.
don't think you're ahead at all. Like you got to get ahead first.
Matt, did you show up with the right cute girl from the bar? I mean, is this the one you expected?
No, yes, absolutely, like 100%.
No, yes. Yeah, what is that? Yeah, I'm just gonna save you right now if I can, Matt.
I think he's kind of an idiot, but I think he has good intentions, Molly. I think that he really was interested in you.
No, and I did, and I tried. I was trying sly ways to get. That's why I talked to the couple beside us. That's the reason that we tried to sign that petition thing. As I was trying to find out your name throughout the night.
Wait, that's the reason why you were pushing me to sign that petition, just so you can get my name? I mean,
Yes.
that's ridiculous, Matt.
I don't know. I'm really sorry. I want you to know that I feel really bad, and I'm sorry that I was acting weird. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. If anything, I was more nervous because you're really cool. You're really pretty. I like talking to you, and I want to go on a second date with you. And now that I remember your name, Molly, there won't be any issue. You actually get to see the real me.
So what do you think, Molly? Will you go out with Matt again? We will pay for it.
Matt, you sure you'll remember my name the second time around?
Yes, I swear 100%. I swear.
Well, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, okay, fine.
She's given up.
I mean, I guess I'll give this one more shot. But, Matt, you come up with any more cutesy little nicknames for me, I'm out.
I understand. I won't. Dimples has been completely erased from my mind.
Especially since they weren't very memorable, right?
That's not what I meant by that at all. but also thank you for giving me another shot. Because I promise you, it's going to be a great evening. It won't be weird, I promise.
That's such a big promise.
If it gets weird, I'm calling this radio station back to tell them.
Yeah, please do. Molly, that would be awesome. Yeah, if it does get weird, we want to know about it, all right?
Well, I agreed at the beginning of this. I agreed to something about Jello, so it might get a little weird.
Can I change my answer for about this date when you just said Jello?
Yeah, don't worry about
stick
it.
with it,
Yeah,
Molly,
Molly, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. He's not going to rub Jello on his naked body. Don't worry about it.
Wait, what?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
A text in at 78592 about today's second date update that really sums up the whole segment very well. It says it's a wonder that men get dates with women at all. Yeah, if you listen to most of the second date updates, that's a very true statement.
We have very low expectations.
Yeah, that's true.
Moving 92.5.
Need LASIK? Trust the experienced team at the LASIK Center at Evergreen Eye Center. No glasses, no contacts, no limits. What will you do? LASIK at evergreen.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
I think the best way to make a first impression on a first date is to show her your rage issues right away. You know what I mean? Just rage on the first date the whole time. Usually ladies like that a lot.
Anger to turn us on.
Yeah, they do. Oh, they love it. That's why Adam is on the phone right now. He emailed us about a date that he had that he feels didn't go so great because he was a little angry when he showed up to his date. Oh, no. Adam, how are you?
Hey, guys. How are you? I'm good.
Hey, man, first of all, I will say I read your email, and the issue that you had in getting to your date and the way you acted on your date, I can't blame you. I think I would have acted the same way. I've been in this situation a lot. But go ahead and tell everybody about how you met the girl that you want us to call today.
So her name was Ren.
Ren?
And, it was one of those, friend of a friend thing. We were both single. They set us up. Thought she was real good looking. I was really attracted to her. Looking through her pictures, it really seemed like she was going to be a good fit. So I was pretty stoked on the date from the beginning before we even actually met for the date.
Right, before you met and showed her your angry side.
Dude, I didn't mean to show her my angry face. That wasn't the goal of the date.
Yeah, but in your email you said you got there and you just raged for the whole time pretty much, and you felt kind of awkward about it. Explain what happened.
I mean, I gave myself plenty of time to get to coffee. Last thing I want to do on a first date is show up late. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this ass turns into the lane in front of me and starts going 20 miles per hour. And I wasn't running late, but this guy, I felt like he was messing with me because I'm just sitting there. And I'm beeping and I'm honking and I'm trying to be nice first. And then I just lose it. I flip a switch and I start going crazy on this guy. And he's just such a ass because I'm just trying to get somewhere.
You are
you're already raging with us. We're just trying to ask you.
He was an ass.
Okay, hey, dude, Adam, you're talking to the king of road rage right here. Yeah. I'm constantly pissed off in my car, so I understand.
You're still shaking.
So, you were angry about this dude.
Yeah, well, of course I was angry. Yeah, okay. But this guy who pulls in front of me makes me 10 minutes late, and that pissed me off. And I tried to let it go, and I guess it was just nervous energy. I just kind of wouldn't shut up, and I just talked nonstop pretty much the whole date.
Were you talking about this guy the whole time?
Pretty much.
Do you have anger issues normally? Are you an angry guy?
I tend to think I'm a pretty even-keeled guy, but
you sound like it. I asked you to recap the incident on the way to the date, and you just went off on us. So you sound like an angry dude. Are you an angry guy, or are you?
I'm not normally, really an angry guy. I think it was just the nervous energy of going to the date, and I think that the mix of both of those things, I just kind of, had a tough time.
Did you explain to her that you were upset at a guy that you...
I did. I think it just came off angry.
Yeah, I can see how that happened.
Did she comment about your anger? Did she say, whoa, you're still pretty upset about this?
Not really. I mean, she was pretty quiet about it. She was really quiet.
Probably quiet because she was scared for her life. People get that way.
That's where I felt real bad. I just kind of just talked nonstop for 45 minutes.
Did she get a word in edgewise?
I mean, not much.
All right, so you talked at her the whole time.
Well, I mean, at the end, I said to her, I asked her about going out on another date, and I apologized to her, and I said that, I'm not normally like this and all this stuff, and we slapped five.
You high-fived at the end of the date?
Oh, I wasn't going to kiss her. I was
sweating from being so nervous and pissed off.
What kind of five are we talking about here? Like on the side, down low, high five?
Up high.
Up high, all right. So you gave her a high five to say goodbye. Did you ask to see her
Well, we
again?
did interlock fingers, though, guy.
Oh, nice. That's almost a handhold. You almost held her hand on the first date. Did you ask to see her again?
Well, yeah, we talked about it, and I mentioned I'd throw her a text, and I've texted her a few times, and I haven't really heard back. So I'm kind of curious. I know it didn't go great, but I thought it ended good.
After you apologized to her, did you say, "Oh, I totally understand. I've been there before," or?
Not so much.
So she seemed upset.
Yeah, I mean, I told her. I said I told her that my energy level was off, and I was really nervous for the date as it was, and then this happened, and it just totally threw me, and I feel horrible about it. And I told her that, and she seemed receptive to it.
Yeah.
But this whole situation, it didn't go well, and I really want a second chance because I think her and I could really do well together, and I think that even with my anger issues, the little bit of road rage and stuff, I feel like a girl like her could really calm me down.
Okay.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Great. Thank you, guys.
All right. Try not to freak out. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Adam is on the phone with us. He wants us to call a girl named Rin today for his second date update. They went out, met for coffee. He was 10 minutes late and ended up being very frustrated from a road rage incident that made him late. Feels like he just vented about the thing the whole time and was just angry and didn't even let her get a word in edgewise while they had their coffee date. Adam, you about ready to give her a call?
I'm ready, man.
All right, I was thinking about this. Most girls, when they list the traits that they like in a potential mate, they usually say something like, I like a guy who's sensitive, a guy who's caring, good job, very responsible. They usually don't list potential homicidal maniac as a good quality. So that's probably why she's not calling you back. I mean, if you went on a first date with somebody and they showed up a little late, first of all, that's one strike against you, and then proceeded to just be angry the whole time, I doubt you'd be so willing to call him back too.
I mean, I think that's kind of the issue, and that's why I'm trying to make it work with her again, because I really do feel like I had a bad representation.
You want a do-over?
Yeah, I just want to try one more time. I want to kind of show Ren the Adam that I really am.
Okay.
Okay, and you think this call is going to do it for you? You've got a level head on you right now.
Yeah, can we just get this going so I don't get pissed off about it?
Okay. All right, I'm going to call it right now, man. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Ren, please?
This is she.
Hey, Ren, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning, the radio program.
I'm sorry, I think you have the wrong number.
No, I'm pretty sure I have the right number, Ren. There's not a whole lot of Rens, and I was given your number by a guy named Adam to call you today.
What?
Yeah. Adam is a listener to our show, and he says he recently went out on a date with you, but you're not calling him back, and he asked us to see if we could get you on the phone and ask why.
How do you know him?
He listens to our radio show. Adam wanted us to call you to ask if he did something wrong on your date, or there's a particular reason that you don't want to see him again.
I don't even really know how to respond to this.
I know
Did
it's
he talk to you about this?
He did. He told us that you went out for coffee, and he said that he was a little late, and he actually feels bad because he thinks that he may have been a little upset from a traffic incident, and he wasn't very attentive to you on your date.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Is that a pretty accurate description?
Yeah, I would say so. I get this is what you guys do, so I don't mean to be disrespectful at all. I'm just kind of like,
no,
God.
It's fine. I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to us. We just want to pass along a message to Adam and give him your perspective on the first date.
Yeah, I can talk about that. My experience with Adam was very limited, and I'm not a very confrontational person.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very, very angry, and I think that the first 10 minutes of the time that we very, very first were introduced to each other, it was really just all about this driving experience we had being so frustrated with this other person.
Was he like cussing and stuff when he was explaining it to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it was so over the top that I would have need to have left. because I would have done that if it was really, really that bad. If he was.
That's what I was going to ask you,
control.
Ren. I was going to ask you if at any point you were scared for your life.
No, I wouldn't say that. It really wasn't like that, but it was pretty intense. Even when he finally went to go get us some coffee, which he did, finally pull himself up to be like, okay, I'm going to go get us some coffee. But
Pulls himself together.
even in that moment when he goes to order the coffee, I can hear him from all the way at the other end of the shop, and he's ordering, and he just sounds aggressive.
So was he like yelling at the barista and stuff like that? I'm picturing him just tearing up this Starbucks or wherever you're at.
No, it really wasn't like that. It wasn't like he was unkind toward the people around him necessarily. It's just the manner in which he was dealing with things. It was just like pent up. You know, when somebody's really upset about something, and even though they are doing something normal, it's in an abnormal way.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the other thing that was tough. It was manifesting in like sweat.
Oh.
He was so mad that he was sweating?
Well, I don't know if he just sweats, if that's a thing, independent of what was going on, but it seemed like it was fueled, or at least like made a lot worse by his emotional space.
Ren, it's called hyperhidrosis. It's just people who can't control their sweat glands. Okay, they sweat a ton. Maybe he has that.
How do you know this?
So you don't want to see him again because he's an angry, sweaty mess.
It's not just that he was sweating a lot and being angry. He was sweating profusely, like in the palms of his hands. There was sweat dripping down him and then collecting like under, I'm trying to think of the right way to say this, man boobs, you know?
Oh gosh.
He sweated out his whole shirt?
Like dark, just covered in sweat.
Oh, man.
It stains, boob stains?
Yeah, that's bad. If he's pitting out a little bit, that's kind of like, whoa, man, you sweat a lot. But if his whole shirt was sweated out?
I don't think that's being...
That's what I was concerned about, because I know that when I'm upset, like, I'll sweat a little bit, and that's normal, but it was, whoa, it was so much.
I'd be curious to find out if it's an issue or if it's just his anger that makes him sweat like that. Aren't you curious to at least know?
Honestly, maybe he's a really great person that just had a really bad day, but I just don't want to deal with it.
Okay.
I really don't.
That's cool. Thank you for giving us an answer. I appreciate it. But I really need to find out about this sweat, and that's why I'm glad you're still on the phone, because Adam is also on the phone and heard everything you just said.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Hi, Ren.
Oh, my God. First of all, I'm really, really sorry. Look, this is really, I'm sorry, and then I'm also, like, annoyed to be put in this situation. But I am sorry if you heard things that I said that are unfair.
Oh, my God. You don't need to feel bad, Ren. Pretty much everything you said is true. I mean, I can kind of explain the sweating thing, the anger stuff. The sweating thing, let's start with that.
Point one.
So, I mean, I threw a hoodie and a coat on, and it ended up not being as cold out as I anticipated. By the time I was all pissed off at this guy in front of me, I started sweating in the car because I was blasting the heat, and I was so pissed off I wasn't thinking about it. The coffee shop had the heat on. I, couldn't stop sweating, and I knew I was, and I know that my man boobs were sweating.
Yeah, and that was a crappy thing for me to say about man boobs. That was rude. I'm sorry. That was just the first.
No, I don't care. That's what I think I want you to hear. It's like, I'm not that angry guy. I know I was sweaty. I know I was hot as and I thought if I didn't pay attention to it, you wouldn't mention it. Like, I was so lost in that date, and I didn't know what to do, and I went home and showered right away. I was looking in the mirror, and I literally was mortified by myself because I was really excited about this date, and I never tell friends about going out with anybody, but for some reason I was kind of stoked on you, and I just crashed and burned, and I kind of do that a lot in life, and I just want you to know that I really am sorry. And as far as you and I are concerned, I'd love one more shot, just one more chance to maybe sweat it out with you and
sweat it out. Hey, Ren, would you like to go out with Adam again? I will pay for a second date. We can send you guys to a spin class or something where sweat is supposed to be there. And would you maybe give him another shot to see if he's not so flustered this time? He can do a better job.
Adam, this is awkward, and I just want to say I appreciate you eventually being honest. I think that what I would have preferred is if you could have communicated this to me not on a radio station, because you did contact me and you didn't really ever just come out and say.
I totally get it, Ren. I mean, as crazy as I was there, it's probably crazier that I ended up on the radio with you right now. But I tried calling and I texting you, and, you never got back to me. And so, I felt like this was my last option of how I could get a hold of you.
Ren, will you do it? Will you go out with him one more time?
Come on,
I
Ren.
promise.
We've never had anyone be so sincere.
Will you drive, please? Just so we're safe.
It's funny.
All right, okay, all right, yeah.
One more day. Nice. All right. Ren, thank you for your time. Adam, congratulations. You got your second date, man.
Thank you, guys. Ren, this is going to be great. I promise you. I'll see you soon.
Adam, 2 words before your next date, all right? Gold bond. Okay?
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 about today's second date update. It just says 4 words, gold bond and Uber. Which could have helped out Adam a lot on his date. He wanted to call a girl named Ren. He was a little late for their coffee date. He got into a little road rage incident on the way. And he thought that was the reason why he wasn't getting a call back, because he was just venting about that the whole time.
Yeah.
It's partly why he wasn't getting a call back, but he was also super sweaty.
Yeah.
Because he was nervous and upset, and I guess he was just drenched in sweat the whole time.
Well, and he dressed wrong. It's hard sometimes, Like you do the sweatshirt and the coat, and then you realize it's too late. I mean, once you start sweating, you can't take any of it off.
No, you have to leave it on because now you have pit stains.
Yeah, and now it's 80 times worse.
Yeah.
And what a bad day to start already with the rotor incident and then just keep snowballing.
Yeah,
It's a bad sign.
it was a spiral. But
That is
I
definitely-
think they're going to recover. I think they're going to be good.
Yeah, they decided to go out again still. And he'll just make sure that he wears enough deodorant and maybe takes that texter's advice and gets some Gold Bond
There
and
you
rubs
go.
down and everything else to make sure that he doesn't get too sweaty on his next date.
I really think he needs to learn how to layer clothing. It's going to help him a lot.
It will, definitely. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone to do a second date update today had a very awkward moment on his first date that most people can relate to.
Okay.
You know how when your date starts off and you accidentally run over a pedestrian?
Whoa, what?
Yeah, that is so awkward when that happens, isn't it?
A little more than awkward.
What's up, Joshua? How you doing?
Hey, Brooke and Jubal.
Is he calling us from jail? Because I'm pretty sure it's a felony or something.
I'm not calling from prison, no.
Oh, so you didn't get caught?
No, I definitely got caught.
All right. Tell us a little bit about what happened, because your email just said, I need a do-over because I ran over somebody.
Oh my God.
And that's very confusing. It's like,
line?
all right, we'll do a second date update on that. What does that mean?
So here's what happened. I met Kara on eHarmony.
Okay.
She's great. And we decided we're going to go to a concert because we both really dig on music. And I pick her up at a coffee shop, and we're talking, and it's awesome, and I'm just really into the conversation. And then I accidentally ran over somebody.
No, you don't just throw that in there so casually. Like, I pick her up, the conversation's great. Oh.
And then also, yeah, we heard a little thump, and then I realized, did it again. Ran over a person.
Speed bump.
Okay, so people freaked out, but it was not my fault.
Wait, okay, but clarify for me. When you say ran over a person, do you mean like full speed ahead, like thump over a person?
No, I was at a stoplight. It had turned green. I don't know if the guy was hurrying to get somewhere, but he darted in the road, and I figured that it was clear to go. I didn't see him, and Kara yells, "You hit somebody," and I said, "What?"
You had to be told that you hit a pedestrian. You didn't just know that?
Well, I ran over his foot. Like, it was his foot.
Okay, so he didn't, like, hit your windshield and you didn't notice.
No, he didn't crack the windshield.
Okay.
But I was really paying attention to her because I'm trying to be a better listener. And so I said, what? And there were no cars behind me, so I stopped the car and I put it in reverse and...
Ran over his other foot?
No, I didn't. I just, like, nicked his knee. I glanced off.
So you almost ran over him a second time.
That's an accurate statement, but in my defense, it was his fault.
No, there's no defense. And you don't sound guilty about this at all.
I have thought about this a lot, and I don't feel bad about it because this guy ran in front of the car, and I stayed. I filed the police report. You know, I got into a little bit of an argument with another person that was on the road about what had happened, but I think that she did not see everything that happened.
Right.
Wait, what was your date doing the entire time you're filling out a police report?
Well, she left.
Okay, so she took off. And what did she say to you about the whole situation? Did she say anything before she left?
Well, she stayed around and she was screaming a lot for a while.
I can understand
But
that.
again, I don't think that's me. I think that she had like a family thing that it was bringing stuff up.
Another
So
person.
you're blaming past baggage for her wanting to leave?
I don't think it was about me.
Okay.
What was she screaming?
I mean, there was a lot of the oh my gods. There was a lot of this shouldn't be happening.
And is that the last you've heard from her?
I mean, I was shouting her name out as I noticed as she was leaving, and then the police officer was really stern with me paying attention to him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They usually
So
like
she
you.
might have said something else,
Okay.
but I didn't hear it.
So her walking away while you're filing a police report after accidentally running over some guy's foot is the last thing you've seen of her?
Yes.
All right.
Which, could actually be good for you because she sounds like a key witness in all of this, and I don't think that it was the other guy's fault.
But it was his fault. Like, I have been to court about this. No charges are being pressed.
Yeah, because she wasn't there. Dude, you hit him twice, man.
The second time was a glance. So I disagree with the term hitting twice. Look, it was an accident. It just happened to take place with a really cute girl on a first date, and I just need a do-over. And it will be a do-over where we take public transportation, or...
Is that because your license has been revoked?
No, I still have my license. Okay. It's just provisional, so I cannot drive at night.
Okay. So, have you tried to call her since then, though, or will this be your first attempt to reach out?
You know, I texted her, and I told her, hey, I know that was crazy. Sorry about the guy. You know, the guy's doing okay.
And nothing? No response?
You know, it's funny, like, when you see the little dots with the text sometimes.
Yeah.
I think I saw that right afterwards, but then nothing. There's nothing was done.
So she thought about responding to you and then stopped herself.
Yeah, it seems like maybe she started to say yes, of course, and then she was just nervous.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
The following is a true story about real-life events that have actually taken place in our judicial system. The names and dates have not been changed. They're the same.
Yeah.
They're the same names and dates because it's really not that big of a deal, but it sounds cooler if I talk like this. And Joshua is on the phone today for a second date update. If you just missed the first part, he ran over a dude on his first date and had to give a police report and has had to go to court over it and everything else. He was found not guilty of any crime. He says that the guy jumped out in the crosswalk when he was not supposed to be in the crosswalk, and then he ran over his foot. And then when his date screamed, oh my God, you hit somebody, he reversed and sort of ran over the guy a second time.
Yeah.
And then his date, Kara, who we're about to call right now to figure out why she's not calling him back, even though we already kind of know,
Definitely no.
left while he was giving the police report, and he hasn't been able to talk to her since.
Josh, I mean, do you have an idea of how to come back from this? Because I don't think it's the accident that's so much the problem. It's your nonchalant attitude about running over a pedestrian.
Again, like, the guy didn't tumble in front of the car and smash my windshield, and I didn't go, what? He ran in front of me, I got his foot, and then I kind of nicked his knee on the way back.
All right. It wasn't like you targeted this guy out of nowhere, like, hey, hold on 1 second. This guy needs to get run over. And then put on some AC/DC or something and went after him.
It wasn't like I maliciously ran over the dude. It was just an accident.
All right. Well, I'm going to dial her phone number right now, okay?
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you.
Here we go.
Hello.
Hi, can I speak to Kara, please?
This is Kara.
Hey, Kara, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Great. This is weird.
I can understand how you'd think that. I'm actually on the phone with you right now because we're doing a segment called the Second Date Update. And basically, we want to ask you some questions about a date that you went on recently with a guy named Joshua.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The thing is, he really liked you, and he asked us to call you and find out why you're not calling him back.
What?
Yeah.
He wanted what? He wanted you to call me?
Yes. He sent us an email and told us about your horrible first date.
What did he tell you? Exactly.
He told us that he met you on eHarmony, and you guys were on your way to a concert. And he said on the way to the concert, he was talking to you and wasn't paying attention, and some dude ran out in the crosswalk, and he ran over his foot. Then you screamed, and then he put the car in reverse and kind of hit the guy again.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
So is that the reason you're not calling him back, the whole accident? Because he said that you left while he was giving a police report.
I was pretty shaken up. I mean, I've never even seen anyone hit by a car, much less being in the car. I was in the car. I mean, it was so crazy. And then I had to tell him, you hit someone. And then we backed up and we hit him again.
Well,
but the guy was all right, right?
I mean, he did send me a text message later telling me that the guy was okay, but I mean, I don't know, like, maybe he's just calling me to, ask me out on another date, be like, oh yeah, the guy's fine, sure, you want to go out again? I mean, we hit someone on a date.
Okay, but that was an accident. I understand if you feel like that's a bad omen for a first
but
date.
an accident, like, what's going to happen on date number 2? What are we going to do?
There's all sorts of options now, I think. The crazy door has been opened. You guys can just run through it full speed together if you want.
I'm cool not going through that door. Like, I'm good.
Why wouldn't you text him back, though, after that and just say, hey, that was too much for me on a first date?
Look, there were other reasons. That was not the only reason. I was just done with that date.
Wait, there was more than hitting a pedestrian.
Yeah.
What's worse than that?
I mean, I'm not saying it's worse. Like, I'm not saying we, killed a family.
That would be worse, for sure.
But, I mean, I was on this date for, 10 minutes prior to the incident, we'll call it. I got in his car, and Joshua wears an ungodly amount of cologne.
Oh.
It was like being in the back of a cab in Istanbul.
Yeah.
Just horrible. Okay.
Instant
and you know what?
migraine.
Depending on the cologne, that could be worse than running over a person.
I mean, that person was okay. If I stayed in my car much longer, I would not have been okay.
So that's why you left. You didn't actually leave because of the pedestrian. You just didn't want to ride home.
I'll be honest, it was like, dude, my asthma was going to be like, hello. There was no way. There was no way. And I'll be honest with you, I don't understand how it is that he could have sprayed that on himself in the morning and was like, yeah, I smell good. No way.
Excuse me, can I talk now?
What's going on?
Okay, that's Joshua. He's on the other line and wants to talk to you.
Kara, what is up? Why are you saying this? You know that's not true.
Joshua, look, I did not know you were on the phone. And I am really sorry that you had to hear it like that, but it is true. I'm sorry.
I put on a little bit of cologne because I cared about the date. I wasn't swimming in it.
I'm sorry. I feel bad kind of right now. I'm glad you cared about the date, but it's not that there's nothing wrong with, in general, putting cologne on, but don't you remember I rolled down the window? It was really cold outside, and I rolled down the window, and I was like, hey, look at the fresh air. This is spring. You didn't say anything was weird about that?
That was part of the distraction that, all right, look.
If you wouldn't have rolled down that window, he wouldn't have had to hit somebody.
I will have you know that I get a lot of compliments on my cologne, and the majority of them are not from family members.
Well, that's fine. Then they can go out with you and be in a small enclosed space and have asthma, but not me. I felt like I was going to die, okay? Not unlike the person you ran over, and I didn't have my extra inhaler with me.
Well, the person that I accidentally ran over his foot was nowhere close to death, which I would say is, maybe similar to how your cologne... Well, okay, look. All right? Okay, fine.
You're in such a predicament right now, Joshua.
It's not about the cologne. I cannot wear cologne. I can change that, all right? I just think that I got a good vibe from you before all of this stuff happened, and I'm sorry. And
which part are you sorry for? The cologne or the almost dead dude?
I mean, he's not almost dead. Come on. Wow. This was found out in a court of law. He was fine. But
honestly, I'm just trying to give you feedback about your cologne. It just doesn't smell good, and the amount didn't smell good. And I'm not trying to be mean. It is what it is. Besides, I didn't know you were on the phone. They tricked me.
So wait, were you attracted to him before you smelled him? No, I'm serious, because the smell is an automatic turnoff, but there could have been something pre-smell.
When I saw his pictures online and we communicated online, it was really cool. And when I saw him from far away, it was great. When I walked up close, not so great. But, and I don't mean he was ugly. I mean it was the smell. But from far away, it was good. I mean, it's just once you got closer.
Can you please stop talking about how bad I smelled?
Well, Josh, do you want to go back to talking about the guy that you hit? We have two options here.
That's a good point.
I feel like there's a door number 3 that we're not even talking about here, which is we were having a pretty good time before I hit someone. And,
That's a really weird thing to say. Okay, but anyway.
I know, I'm just acknowledging the elephant in the room that we've been talking about this whole time, but if when it comes to the cologne, I don't need to wear any cologne. I could just wear deodorant. I could not wear deodorant. I could not have any of that.
Please wear deodorant. I don't care if you're going out with me or not. You should be wearing deodorant and none of that natural stuff, actual deodorant.
So actual deodorant. Well, all right. How about this, Kara?
I don't use crystals. I have never. Okay,
let's not get into deodorant brands right now. I just want to ask Kara a question. Will you go out with Joshua one more time? You can take public transportation. He won't wear cologne, and we will pay for the date.
It's a pretty
Will you
good
go out
deal.
with him one more time?
Kara, come on, please, just give me a second shot at this.
I feel like I'm on Let's Make a Deal.
We met on eHarmony. We are a great match for each other. We could end up with each other.
That's right. That's the place that claims to find the perfect people.
Yeah. I've seen the commercials.
eHarmony never said he would hit someone in a car either. So,
that would make for a weird ad campaign. But
yeah, that's true.
See, he's funny.
So, will you give him one more shot if he doesn't wear cologne? And you guys can talk about the whole car accident thing later, but
you have to
will you
say
give him another
yes.
chance?
okay, the thing is, it's no cologne. Not pick another brand. No cologne.
Joshua?
I don't trust your ability to bathe yourself in it.
If you go out with me, I promise I will not wear any cologne. I just feel like we had a good vibe before things happened.
Will you do it, Kara?
Okay, but if I show up and I smell anything on you, any cologne, I'm leaving. And if your bumper is damaged or I see blood or hair on the front of your car, we're done.
I have already cleaned the car. You can't see anything on it. So.
Well, that's really good to know.
Right.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Good. Congratulations, Joshua. You got a second date.
Oh, Kara, I'm excited to see you again, and I promise you won't regret it.
Unless he runs over another person.
Oh, wow.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, I agree. I'd rather date a murderer than a guy who had bad cologne.
Oh, come on.
And I think personally, I agree too. If you missed today's second date update, this guy Joshua wanted to call this girl named Kara. He wasn't going to call back, and he figured it was because he actually ran over a dude on their first date.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't his fault. That's been proven in a court of law.
Yes.
A guy was crossing at the wrong time, and he kind of clipped the dude and then reversed and ran over his leg.
Again.
And he thought maybe that was a bit too much, and she thought he did it on purpose or something because he wasn't paying attention. But that wasn't the reason. The reason was it was because he was wearing very bad cologne.
Oh, man.
And she didn't even want to be in the car with him in the first place because his cologne was so terrible.
That's so sad, though, when you get in a car accident and she's like, thank God I can leave now.
Yeah.
This is my cue. I have an excuse.
I know, she's actually excited because she just saw somebody get hit with a car. Oh, sweet. I get to stand outside and wait for the cops to show up. That's going to take a while. Fresh air. Yeah, if somebody has really bad cologne, it is terrible. Think about if you're in your office and you get on the elevator after somebody with bad cologne or bad perfume.
Oh, that's where you
it
just
is
smell their aftermath.
disgusting. But anyway, they agreed to go on a second date. She actually said she would go out with him again.
Yeah.
I recommend they take an Uber, and he also can't wear any cologne on their date, which means he's probably so scared now he's not going to wear deodorant, cologne, not even shower, no soaps, and he's just going to smell terrible. Remember, if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.